Well, the Israeli military on Thursday eliminated 5 Palestinian fighters who were hiding inside a mosque in Tulkarm, the occupied West Bank. Earlier on Wednesday, the Israeli troops also launched a large-scale operation in West Bank, backed by helicopters, drones and armored personnel carriers. At least 10 terrorists were killed in the attack. Israel early on Wednesday launched coordinated raids across 4 northern West Bank cities, Jenin, Nablus, Tubas and Tulkarem, where military has focused much of its recent operations. All right, and DD India correspondent Sarah Coates is joining us with more from Tel Aviv. Hi, Sarah. What's the latest happening in the West Bank? If you could just get us some updates.
Ongoing. They're really being seen as the largest in the West Bank since the second Intifada back in 2002, and they are expected to continue for some days. That is according to a number of military sources. Now, we do understand that troops have now actually gone into another part of the West Bank, Jenin, arresting a number of people. And this is really seeing a lot of concern from the United States. The White House coming out to say that Israel should take all feasible measures to protect civilian lives in the West Bank. While we're also hearing from the head of the United Nations, he is calling for an immediate end to this operation. But according to the Israeli military, this is due to a rise in militant activity in the West Bank over the last few months, saying that this is an immediate threat to civilians. But certainly as we go to where there is a lot of tension here in the region, we're not just talking about the West Bank, we're also talking about the northern border. And of course, fighting is continuing in Gaza. Sid.
Okay, Sarah, could you tell us in detail regarding truce and hostage talks in Cairo? Are they moving along?
That is yet to be seen. Really, the only optimism that we are hearing from any of these mediating parties is from the United States. We do, of course, know that a very low-level working delegation of a number of these key mediators remain in Doha, trying to iron out these gaps between the positions of Israel and Hamas. Now, over the last few hours, a number of US officials have said to media that these mediators are expected to float what they're calling a new proposal within days regarding these disputed corridors in Gaza, specifically the Netzarim corridor, which separates the north and the south, and also, of course, the Philadelphia corridor, which is this very narrow strip of land between Gaza and Egypt, and one that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel will not be pulling out of, saying that this could then see a resurgence of weapons smuggling from Gaza, from Egypt rather, into Gaza. So certainly not really much movement on these talks, but also over the last couple of hours, a number of these family members of these hostages, 104 people who do remain in the strip, they've actually breached the Gaza border, shouting out to their loved ones who remain inside on loudspeakers that they are doing everything they can to try and get these people out, Sid.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much for your